prosecutors are doing.
You're watching the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein being questioned by Hawaii Democrat Brian Schatz.
There's a memorialization of that recusal. There's a delineation of what is in and what is out of that recusal, and there's also a process by which we can determine whether or not there's compliance with that recusal. Is there such a document?
The way the department operates is very different from a law firm.
I know that, but is there such a document?
No, because it's not necessary. Because the department is a hierarchy, and so nothing gets to the Attorney General about the matters he's recused from unless they come through my office.
What if they come through the Oval Office?
If they come through the Oval Office? Well, we're not briefing the Oval Office about our investigations either, so I don't know how they would get there.
I am struggling, and it could be my lack of a law degree. Maybe there are a couple of lawyers on this panel or in the public who can help me to understand the most basic question here, which is that the Attorney General had a press conference and said, given all of these challenges, given all of this controversy, I'm out. I am recused from these matters. And now the question becomes, what matters? Which matters? So I'm just going to ask one final time, if you can just try to describe for the public, for the layperson, for the person who's following this but may not possess a law degree, what is the Attorney General allowed to be involved in, and what is he not allowed to be involved in? And who makes that determination, and how do we know whether he's complying or not?
Yeah, I appreciate that sincere question, Senator. I want to try to explain, and you're right, I've spent 27 years in the Department of Justice. I think about these things differently than people who are not in the department and not lawyers. What's important for me to explain, in this matter, I'm acting as Attorney General of the United States. And that means a lot to me, and one of the things it means is that I have a responsibility not to talk publicly about what we're investigating or who we're investigating, because that could adversely affect the investigation, and because it would be unfair to people who may be under investigation.
Is it possible that the Attorney General is a witness in this investigation?
If he were, Senator, I wouldn't talk about it.
What about you?
Senator, I'm not going to be talking about the investigation. The purpose of my appointment of Special Counsel Mueller was to ensure that there would be public confidence in the outcome of that investigation, and he now has responsibility for that. And I think that if there are any questions, they should be directed to him, and I know he's going to do the right thing, as I would, and defend the integrity of that investigation.
If you were, just one final question, because I'm over time. If you become a witness in this investigation, do you think there's a conflict of interest there?
I'm not going to answer hypothetical questions, and the reason, Senator, is I am working with career professionals who know these rules and are responsible for enforcing these rules, and I can assure you that we're going to do the right thing, and we're going to defend the integrity of that investigation.
Can you just consider this a question for the record? If you could please put in black and white for the committee the scope of the recusal and how this all works, and I think then you can be a little more careful. I mean, I understand you have to be careful about not referring to an investigatory process. I get that. But still, I think the public deserves to know exactly how this all plays out, and I can't imagine that you can't describe it, even in the abstract, so that we are assured that there is a fair and thorough investigatory process. Thank you.
I appreciate the question, and we will make an effort to do that in writing in a way that may be, hopefully, better than my efforts. But as I said, I just want to assure you and assure everybody, that's what I'm about here, is making sure that the rule of law is followed and that we reach a fair result in which people can have confidence. And I'm working with career professionals in the department who are going to help me to do that.